The key to growing zucchini effectively at home is to apply the right growing techniques. These simple methods can help you achieve up to 3 times the usual yield, and anyone can do them. In today's video, I will share the techniques that allow you to grow zucchini right from seeds. First, I will prepare a bowl of clean water. Keep in mind that it is best to use water that has been left overnight so that some of the chlorine can dissipate. Next, place these compressed coconut coir pellets into the water. After about 15 minutes, they will absorb the water, expand, and form small coconut coir plugs. Now, prepare some small plastic cups and place the coconut coir plugs inside. Next, simply sow the zucchini seeds into each coconut coir plug. When selecting seeds, choose large, firm, and healthy ones to improve the germination rate. The plastic cups will help retain some of the water draining from the coconut coir plugs, maintaining the moisture needed for the seeds to germinate. By the 3rd day, almost all of the zucchini seeds had germinated. After 1 week, the young plants had grown to about 1 to 2 inches tall. The first 2 leaves had fully opened, and the roots had also begun growing through the coconut coir plugs. Now, I will build a small wooden frame to use as a growing structure. I will use these square wooden boards to assemble the frame, then secure the corners firmly with screws, creating a simple yet sturdy structure for growing the plants. The frame is about 2.3 feet tall and is divided into 2 tiers. I will make the 2nd tier slightly lower to provide enough space, allowing the plants growing between the 2 tiers to develop comfortably. I will secure the 2 tiers together with screws to ensure that the frame remains sturdy and stable throughout the growing process. Once the frame is complete, I will place these black plastic crates on each tier, with 3 crates fitting on each level. The advantage of these crates is that they are quite durable, have plenty of drainage holes, are easy to clean, and can be reused many times. This makes them very suitable for repurposing as plant containers. At the bottom and around the sides of each crate, I will add a thin layer of fabric to keep the soil in place and prevent it from falling through the holes. At the same time, the fabric still allows excess water to drain away, helping prevent waterlogging and root rot. Next, I will fill each plastic crate with about 3/4 full of soil. This is an organic soil mixture blended with coconut coir and rice husks, which helps keep the soil loose, well aerated, and well drained, making it ideal for growing young plants. Now, I will plant these young zucchini seedlings into the plastic crates. I will simply dig a hole deep enough, place the coconut coir plug inside, and cover it with soil. Be careful not to compact the soil too tightly, as the roots are still young and can be easily damaged at this stage. After planting, I will water the soil once to maintain moisture and help the plants quickly adapt to their new environment. I will also add a thin layer of straw around the base of each plant. This mulch helps reduce direct sunlight on the soil surface, minimize water evaporation, and maintain stable moisture around the roots. By day 20, all the zucchini plants seem to have adapted well to the soil. Their leaves have spread out, and the stems have also started to grow noticeably taller. However, at this stage, the stems are still quite weak, while the foliage continues to grow larger. This makes the plants more likely to lean or fall over during strong winds or unfavorable weather. Therefore, I will use a small bamboo stake to provide additional support for the stems. I will place the bamboo stake near the plant to act as a support. Be careful to position it away from the base and root system, as zucchini plants are quite sensitive to root disturbance. Then, I will gently secure the stem to the bamboo stake using soft wire. This will help keep the plant upright and reduce the risk of it falling over in strong winds. Next, I will use scissors to remove some of the older leaves from the base of the plants. These leaves are already mature, and their photosynthetic efficiency is lower than that of younger leaves, while they still consume some of the plant's resources. Therefore, removing older leaves, especially those close to the ground, will improve air circulation and allow the plant to direct more nutrients toward the stems, young leaves, and other developing parts. At this stage, I will also provide additional nutrients by applying fish fertilizer. For each container, I use about 10 to 15 grams of fish fertilizer and spread it evenly around the base of the plant, avoiding applying it too close to the stem. This allows the plant to absorb the nutrients more effectively without disturbing the roots. After that, I will cover the fertilizer with a thin layer of soil to keep it in place, reduce nutrient loss, and allow the nutrients to be released gradually into the soil. Finally, I will put back a thin layer of straw around the base of the plants, just as I did initially. Then I will water them with just enough water to help dissolve the fertilizer and allow the nutrients to gradually penetrate the soil. By day 30, the leaves have started to grow larger and continue to spread out each day. The stems have also become stronger, while the first small flowers have begun to appear. I will repeat the previous step by pruning away some of the lower leaves and older leaves around the base of the plants. After 2 months, I came back to check on the zucchini plants. By this time, the plants had grown noticeably taller, and their foliage had expanded to cover almost the entire surface of the soil. Most importantly, more and more flowers had started appearing throughout the plants. Male and female flowers were growing alternately at the leaf axils, indicating that the plants had entered an active flowering stage. These flowers will continue to develop and provide the opportunity for pollination, eventually leading to the formation of young zucchini fruits. To improve the chances of successful fruit set, I will also hand-pollinate the plants. The process is very simple. Gently touch a cotton swab to the anthers of a male flower to collect the pollen, then lightly touch it against the stigma of a female flower. By doing this carefully, the pollen can be transferred to the female flower, supporting pollination and increasing the chances of fruit formation. After 70 days, the male flowers began to gradually wilt, while young zucchini fruits had formed and were developing around the stems. Thanks to the hand pollination method I used earlier, the fruit setting process went more smoothly, helping the plants produce more fruits with relatively even growth. After more than 3 months of care, the zucchini fruits had finally reached a suitable size for harvesting. It was time to harvest the first fruits from my plants. As you can see, the zucchini fruits have grown quite long, with relatively uniform sizes and a beautiful green color. Each plant is currently producing around 3 to 4 fruits, while many young fruits are still continuing to form and develop higher up on the plants. Not only that, the plants are still growing vigorously. The stems are tall and strong, while the dark green foliage has spread widely, showing that the plants are still healthy enough to produce more harvests in the coming weeks. Now, I will harvest all the zucchini fruits that have reached the proper size and bring them inside to prepare for cooking. From the outside, the fruits have smooth, glossy skin with a fresh green color, and the vertical ridges are clearly visible along the surface, showing that they have developed very well. Starting from just a few small zucchini seeds, with only a limited amount of space and a few simple growing techniques, I was able to grow healthy plants and harvest plenty of fresh green zucchini. This is a simple and cost-effective method that you can easily apply in your own garden. Thank you for watching. See you again in the next video.